Hello and welcome back to my channel, Romell, Private Investigator. My company is Access Diversified Investigations and I'm Romell. Today I'm going to be talking about getting a New York State Private Investigator's license. Pay close attention to the following information. It is all very important. I'm going to jump right into this so that you can get the benefit of all the written information. 1 minute I'll be there, the next minute I'm gone. Pay attention. Let's get it on. We're going to start with what the license covers. Private investigations, security guard agency, and bail enforcement. Those are the activities that you can lawfully engage with the private investigator's license. It's basically an umbrella license, so to speak. Minimum qualifications. Okay. 3 years investigative experience. At least 25 years of age. You have to pass an exam. You cannot hold an employment agency license, have any interest, or controlling stock in an employment agency. And you can't be a convicted felon. Now, there are exceptions to that. Among the exceptions are a pardon, a certificate of relief from disabilities, and those are things that you would get through the courts, the court of jurisdiction, wherever that felony may have occurred. And you must be a U.S. citizen or have permanent residency status. Now we'll turn the page. We'll turn the page. There we go. And now we're at experience considerations. 3 years minimum. Investigative employee for licensed private investigator or government agency, or employed where primary duties are investigative, or supervisor of 3 or more persons conducting investigations, or 20 years of service as a police officer, or 20 years of service as a fire marshal. So as far as the police officers and the fire marshals are concerned, that's pretty straightforward. The other areas of concern are where you're employed perhaps by a private entity, perhaps an insurance agency of some sort, where different claims are made and they have an investigative staff. You're part of that staff, where there's a supervisor who's the actual investigator. You're working under that particular investigator. Those are, well, that in particular is an area where you can be considered as qualifying for that investigative experience. Just a little example. There are other examples as well. In any event, we're going to get ready and turn that page again. Flip, flip, flip. And moving on, we get to the process. How do we put this whole thing together? Where do we start? Where in God's name do we finish with all of this preparation? So, number 1, study for the exam. The exam is the private investigator, bail enforcement, watch guard, and security patrol agency license law. I would encourage you to pay strict attention to the glossary area of the study information. Focus primarily on those things that you cannot do. This will aid you greatly in passing that exam. Now, you have to schedule the exam. I have a phone number there for you. Some of this information you may want to stop. You want to take a screenshot, or if you're not familiar with how to do that, you may want to take an individual photo. You can stop and start, write the information down. The choice is yours. When the exam is passed, you'll have to complete the application and schedule fingerprint processing. We're going to get into that in a second. And so now getting into the fingerprinting part of the process. The fingerprinting is actually done online. And as you can see, the company that provides that service is indent2go.com. The service code that's mentioned is the code used for the agency in which those fingerprints will be returned, or at least the outcome of the fingerprints. And that's the New York State Department of State. Now, it's important that you follow the instructions and remember to keep your receipt. Your receipt is what will be submitted with your application when that's sent. Also, what you should know is that you will get online instructions. You generally have an option between the instructions being forwarded to your email or somehow to your phone. But in any event, make sure you keep all of that material. Okay, I'm back. Private investigations can be a very exciting and certainly varied field. And to get a better sense of some of the things that go on with private investigations, feel free to look at some of the videos that I have posted in front of you. Remember to subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment. Back at you. Have a good one.